to the BHOPB Network in week 11 of the Weekly Huddle. We are the recovery team. Vance Johnson.
What's up, brother?
Chris Jones.
What's up?
McDonald Oden. And Sean Dykes. And I'm Randy Grimes. And this is where we want to talk about last week's games. Everybody had picks.
Wow.
How did everybody's teams do?
It's a rough week.
Was
Rough week.
I had a great week.
Yes,
I
you
had a
did.
great
Yes,
week.
you did.
Well, let's hear about your great week first, Randy.
My great week was, my Buccaneers won. We beat the Dallas Cowboys. Right. We came from behind. I thought we had, we showed that little extra that you got to have. Mm-hmm. And the beautiful part of it was the way Winston stepped up and became a leader. And I think guys rallied behind him. People supported him. It was a beautiful thing to watch. And even they took the press into the locker room, and they showed him really, really taking control of the locker room. And as a rookie, that's hard to do. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got when you're talking about earning the respect of the veterans, it's really a tough thing to do to get that real respect. I know that you can fake it and kind of look like you're accomplishing something, but I really saw people rallying around him, and to me it's a beautiful thing. That's becoming a leader. And
that probably reminds you of when you were young, because there's a time in all of our careers where it's the defining moment when the coach decides that he's going to turn the game over to us. Mm-hmm. And playing against the Dallas Cowboys is quite a feat. And beating those guys, and like you said, this young man, hopefully he's turned that corner now where everyone's going to have a lot of respect for him, and the team just really rallies behind him, and they start winning some ball games. And maybe here in the next 2 or 3 years, especially with that great coach, they're going to figure this thing out.
Randy, I was really impressed. I saw him play 4 quarters of football. They didn't quit. They played the game till the end, and that's why they were victorious. Mm-hmm. They played 4 quarters of football, and it was a good game. They didn't give up. They didn't lay down, and I think that's why they came out on top. You saw those guys scrapping every play for 4 quarters. And
speaking of scrapping, what about your team?
Well, we know they lost early on.
Well, that was a shortcoming.
Yeah, they were very short. We lost early on in the week, but that's okay. So it was good to see those guys come out victorious. I love the way they fought to the end of the game, and that was impressive to me for a young team.
Well, it's kind of quiet around here, so I guess I'll talk about my Broncos. I'm normally really excited, and I'm really sad this week. I don't know if it's because Peyton Manning's mysterious injury to his leg, or if it's his leg or his foot.
No, it's his foot. And I've had a plantar fascia, so I know exactly how he feels. And that's the most painful thing I've ever had.
I was kind of arguing with Big Dog over there a little bit about that, and he was say what you said.
Well, I just found it ironic that initially Peyton threw 2 long bombs for completions, and after the 4 interceptions, all of a sudden now he's benched, and they're saying his foot's hurt.
Yeah, is he questioning like a 3-time MVP?
I'm just. Hey,
he could aggravate.
I'm playing devil advocate.
That.
Well, aggravated or not, I just find it's pretty ironic. After 4 interceptions.
So you're insinuating that my boy is faking this injury? I mean, they still have a chance to get to the playoffs. They're still in first place. So all I see is them resting him up for the last part of this. Now, Osweiler is someone that they brought in, I think, a second round in 2012. In fact, it was just about a month after they brought in Peyton Manning. And he's going to do a fantastic job out there. Now, he hasn't had the reps that he's needed. But going up to play against the Chicago Bears, it's going to be a lot of fun playing against those guys. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the team we just lost against. If you look at last week, if you look at last week, guys, I said the wind got knocked out of us when we played against Indianapolis in Indy. We came home, we played against a team that said, look, the Broncos can be beat. And what did they do? They came into Denver. Peyton now leading the NFL. He went into the game leading the NFL with interceptions. Now he continues to lead the NFL with interceptions. So there's obviously a problem. Gary Kubiak's a little disappointed. He's had his head down just about the whole game. They put in the backup quarterback there in the 3rd quarter. And John Elway, what is he thinking about the future? I don't want them to get to the playoffs, end up losing in the 1st round and or 2nd round, and that defines Gary Kubiak's future with the Broncos. I didn't want them to bring Peyton Manning in the first place.
Oh, Lord.
I wanted him to start all over from scratch, bring his own quarterback in, and figure out how to make it to the Super Bowl without Peyton Manning. The guy only had 1 or 2 years left. And now he only has this one. Half of it.
Well, I feel your passion. I feel your passion.
There was no quarterbacks available then.
I feel your
passion.
passion.
Who else were they going to bring in?
Yeah.
That's true. I feel your passion.
Speaking of passion.
Hey, you seen my Eagles. We was soaring at first, now we grounded. Hey, the wings was wet pretty bad. I'm sorry to tell you. But I'm telling you, but on a serious note, Chip Kelly, he started playing the blame game already. When you're a head coach, That's one thing you don't do. You don't throw your other people under the bus. You know, you're gonna always absorb. You take the criticism. Hey, it's my fault. Own up. Have some ownership. Then your players see that. You got to fix it.
Hey, speaking of riding the coat, you rode his coat all year long. Now all of a sudden you gonna turn on him?
No, I'm not gonna turn on him. I just want him to get some identity of the team because I'm tired of us just going on a roller coaster ride. Yeah. He need to lean on these veteran instead of just wanting to be the head of everything. Why don't he lean on some of these veterans and let them veterans take control of the locker room? Because they been there. He's still a young coach in this league.
Yeah.
He got to understand how to coach these players also. Get them some leadership roles and let them do the police work inside the locker room. Be like, hey, man, what's going on here? Let's try to fix this. Because if they have a team meeting, they need to not let the coaches in.
But Chris, how much of this is mental? I mean, they saw what he did in the offseason with some key players, getting rid of some players that were really productive for that team, and then he cleaned locker room, and then he bring these guys in here. So how much of this is playing heavy on these guys, the mental aspect of it? You know, I played well, but he's going to get rid of me anyway.
That's true.
So it may be that kind of stuff going on there. Like you say, you know, he needs to get some identity and establish, hey, you play well, you're going to be a part of this team.
That's a good question you just brought up, because I know if I'm a veteran and I feel like I'm being outspoken too much, I might not be around.
Absolutely.
So I understand.
Which can also cause you to go have a drink or two.
That's,
you know,
absolutely.
Because of that mental stress.
Have we talked to Grumpy Cat about his Brown?
Speaking of bobbleheads, what's going on, man?
No, as I mentioned last week, Pittsburgh beat Cleveland, obviously, but Pittsburgh played very well. Big Ben came off the bench and played an exceptional game. So, as I mentioned on several occasions, Cleveland needs to start cleaning house, starting with the general manager and the head coach, and also
just 2 years, man.
Getting rid of some of those free agents who aren't producing. They spent too much money on free agents who aren't producing, and more importantly, I feel sadder for the fans than anything else. The fans are the ones who I feel are being mistreated or have a misjustice in this whole ordeal. They deserve better than this.
Now, watch this. How do you fix this, though? Because obviously they're not going to get rid of the general manager.
No.
They're not going to get rid of Johnny Football.
Well, wait a minute. I think that, because I've been hearing some ramblings lately that the general manager and the coach might be on the way out. Because there's so much animosity within that organization from ownership and other leadership with the team to play Johnny Football. But the coach has in his contract that he can play whoever he wants to. And the coach right now is the one saying Johnny Football's on the bench.
Right.
So there's a lot of inner turmoil going on with the Cleveland Browns.
Exactly. And I believe by the end of the season you'll hear the general manager being fired and also the head coach.
And I don't know that Johnny Football's the answer, but you've got people that want to put him in, insert him in there and see what happens, see how he develops.
And we know why that's the case, because it's a money thing. There's a lot of money invested in this kid, and they want to try to get their money out of him. And the only way they're going to do that is by putting him on the field. Yeah. And see, once again, gentlemen, we're talking here, we're talking about all these stressors that leads to addiction, because that's what it is. When you're uncertain about your future, when you're uncertain about your job as a coach, as a player, these are the things that lead us to go have a drink or two, because we have these everyday stresses in life. And so it all comes back to that.
You got to understand, if you're going to put him on the field, he got to have some tools around him to perform too. You're missing Josh Gordon. He don't really have no offensive line help. He don't have a tight end he can go to.
No defensive line either.
So you got to understand, you throwing this kid out there, hey, he really ain't getting a fresh shake.
That's right. And we'll be right back. As a former offensive lineman in the NFL, I battled some of the biggest, meanest guys that ever played the game. But nothing was harder or more rewarding than taking that first step into detox, that behavioral health of the Palm Beaches. And I know now what all those years playing professional football was preparing me for, and that was to give back this gift of recovery. Welcome back to Week 11 of the Weekly Huddle. We are the recovery team, and we wanted to start this segment by offering our condolences to the people, to the families of Paris for the horrible acts of terrorism that happened there last Friday. And, we want to talk about the way that it affects people, the way, we think back on 9/11 and how it affected us as a country. I do applaud the people of Paris. They've gotten back on with their lives. You know, they're going back to restaurants, they're going back to concerts. They're not going to have their life dictated to them by a terrorist. And you know, you have to imagine what the mental health effects of an event like that, the trauma.
Yeah, but I think also we got to look at the tragic event, and anytime there's tragedy in somebody's life, there's always the opportunity to maybe, you know, have a drink or do drugs, whatever the case may be, and that's what we're looking at here. It's a major stressor for these people. Yeah, we don't feel it over here. Because it didn't affect us, so to speak, but it does affect us. Yeah. Because ISIS has said they're not finished. You know, so now we got to be on high alert.
Attack Washington.
That's right. So my point is this. You know, when a tragic event happens in the family, when we lose a loved one, it hurts us. We grieve. Now we're talking about a whole country here. We're talking about Paris that's been affected. So you got a lot of people now that are stressing. Do we travel now? You know, I saw Geraldo on TV. His daughter was over in Paris, and the first thing they're talking about how the daughter was affected. So we do have people that were over there from this country. So it does affect us in a very negative way, you know, because if you got family members over there, if you got friends over there, it doesn't have to be a direct friend, but it's a tragic event. And whenever there's tragedy, there's a door opening for some type of mental affection or some type of drug or alcohol use at that point in time, depending on individuals.
And even though it did happen over there, it does affect us, and it affects us by increased security at ball games, increased security at airports, and every time that we have to go through that, that's a traumatic event for us because our senses are heightened.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because
the anxiety that comes with extra security everywhere, because this is a world problem.
And that's a mental health issue. And when I go into the airport and I see someone walking around with an AK-47, I'm stressed out. I might head over to the bar to get something to drink. And talk about mental health, I want to run this down with you guys. Because mental health always, when people talk about it, you think about someone being retarded or something, like that nature happening with them. Actually, it's something that affects all of us. And I'm going to run this down to you. Any of us deal with depression, anxiety, panic attacks. I mean, right here at this table, obsession, stress, anger, hallucinations.
Sounds like me every time I fly.
You know, exactly. If we weren't always working on this and then understanding what mental health is, and if people aren't talking about it, people aren't going to get the help that they need for it.
And those are everyday issues, right?
Everyday issues.
Every day. Those are not things that you need a major event to happen.
That's right.
For people to deal with depression and those type of effects there. So now when you talk about traveling, if you have anxiety, that just went up a level.
Oh,
and how do we deal with those feelings when we're in that situation? We self-medicate.
We self-medicate.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yep.
Good job. What do you think, man? You're over there to be quiet.
No, I'm listening to everything you guys are saying.
I was watching you.
And I think y'all have valid points, so I agree 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I know from the standpoint when we travel amongst each other, you naturally just look around, just looking at your people watch, just to see if anyone acting nervous or acting in what kind of way. It's just natural, and you see there from the standpoint, every terminal they got a spot where you can get a drink at every corner. So it's very sad, and my condolences goes out to the people in Paris.
And I tell you guys what, and the security is going to be heightened even more so now, and there's going to be a lot of stress now because we got all these refugees coming in. There are certain cities who've been writing the letters to the president to tell him to hold on these refugees.
Alabama just now, the governor just now came
Louisiana too. New Orleans just got 10,000 refugees sent in.
Alabama said no, they're not going to accept any in.
So all these things here are things that'll put people on edge.
And what are the candidates going to think about this? Who's going to stand up as a candidate? Who wants to win this race enough to say, listen, there's a problem, and we need to think about what's happening abroad and knowing that this is going to affect our country? What candidate's going to step up and take this drug and this mental health and this alcohol? Who's going to take it on?
Yeah, well, I know it's going to. I tell you what, Donald Trump is very outspoken, so I wouldn't be surprised if he jumped on this bandwagon really fast and say something about the terrorist attacks.
Well, I know he's on the bandwagon about bringing people in and not supporting the refugees and all that, but we're talking about addiction. We're talking about
How about Bush?
And you talk about the terrorists and how well funded they are. Where's that money coming from? Is it coming from Afghanistan?
It's coming from Americans buying drugs.
From Pakistan? Is it coming from all those opiate, heroin-producing countries? Who's funding these people? There's a lot of possibilities here, but the main thing is we do want to offer our condolences to the people of Paris, France.
And Bush, Chris Christie, all you guys need to step up. Someone needs to really take this on by the horn.
There you go, and we'll be right back.
Behavioral Health of the Palm Beaches Recovery Center for Men provides quality, evidence-based treatment to men battling addiction. Offering medical detox, expert counseling from licensed clinical therapists, and activity-based therapies, we help men overcome their addiction and rebuild their lives. We understand the unique substance abuse issues that men face and are ready to help you take your life back. Visit rehabformen.com to get your fresh start.
Welcome back to week 11 of the Weekly Huddle. We are the recovery team.
Yes.
And let's talk about this week's games. Sean, you want to start it off?
Oh, absolutely. My Jets up again. Texans just had the Texans just had a great win last night against Cincinnati, so they're on a high.
Tied for first place.
That was a good
It was a good game. So, the Jets, once again, we got to get healthy and we got to play some solid football like we did in the beginning, or, we're going to find ourselves losing another game. I think the Texans are, they're finding their own right now. They're kind of getting some identity, playing for their coach. They're getting the coach's identity a little bit. So I think it's going to have to be mistake-free. We have to play solid on defense, make some big plays on offense, and I think we'll come out victorious. I'm still going with my Jets. I'm going to ride it till I can't ride it anymore. So I'm going with the Jets here.
like a war.
I'm a little concerned about my team. My record was really well until my Broncos lost the last couple of weeks. I know we have a Brock Osweiler that's going to be starting in for Peyton Manning at the quarterback position.
I think y'all are in Chicago.
We're in Chicago. I think it's going to be fine. But the tough part is they're going to go play against John Fox, who was the head coach for the Denver Broncos last year. So I think he's going to have those guys really excited about this, saying those Broncos can be beat. I have to go with my Broncos. I am excited about another thing. Kadeem Carey, running back for the Chicago Bears, is my cousin. He was drafted in the third round a couple of years ago. Really good running back, and I'm just hoping he gets his shot so he can go out there and show out. I don't want it to be against my Broncos, but I'm going with the Broncos here in Chicago.
Awesome. Nice. And then, of course, hey, how about our game? It's me and you this week.
Well, right now I just need Chip Kelly to show some identity. Act like you love the job. You don't know if you're trying to go somewhere else, but please just act like you want to be with the Eagles right now. Wow. So, on a real serious note. But right now, I'm still going with my Eagles. I hope we soar. We should take advantage of our defense with this young quarterback. I understand that he is progressing.
You got to catch him to take advantage.
Well, he got to come down to South Philly. We should be able to.
That hadn't been a real problem for a lot of people.
So we should go out there and just let them know. I say that we win by 10.
By 10?
By 10.
Really?
By 10. But
Wow.
Look like
my Bucs are going to go in there. They're playing strong. They got a lot of momentum. They got a lot of confidence. Coaching staff is gelling. I think they're finally getting their game plan. Their vision of the team is starting to come together, and I don't think it matters where they go, especially Philadelphia.
Wow. You confident now?
I really am. I don't think you can catch our quarterback, so you can't take advantage of it.
All right.
And then Grumpy Cat. Browns are off this week.
Well, we have a definite win this week. We're off.
Maybe they get some things. Maybe they get some things sorted out this week.
I hope so. But Browns, they're off this week, so I'm focusing on the game between the Patriots and the Bills.
That's going to be a great game.
I think it's going to be a great game, and they're playing at Foxborough, so I'm going to have to go with the Patriots.
And Coach Ryan, he's always good for some big controversy,
He'll
And
put one out there.
it'll never be better than between him and Belichick.
Yeah.
Sean, what's your thoughts on
I'm
that?
going to go with the Bills.
Really?
I like the defense. I
wanted to pick
Rex
him first.
Yeah, I think Rex is going to come up with a scheme that's going to really stop him. We saw the Patriots almost get beat this weekend by the Giants, and the Giants' defense is not half as good as Buffalo. So if we got Buffalo playing on all cylinders, their defensive game, I think they're going to beat the Patriots.
Problem is the Patriots are playing on all cylinders, and nobody's touching
Exactly
that one.
right.
I think someone just has to break that myself. I'm going with the Bills as well. I think the Patriots are playing really well. I want these guys to lose just so they can know that they're not the Superman team that they appear to be right now. The Bills are playing great. They have a fantastic offense, and the defense is always going to be knocking out. So I'm going with the Bills.
Come on, guys. Y'all forgetting all about this. Belichick and Tom Brady owned him when he was with the Jets. He gonna own him when he's with the Bills. Come on, I don't care what schemes, what you just said, son. He don't see all them schemes. I'm not going against Tom Brady against him. He's just a bunch of talk.
You almost convinced
So
me.
trust me. Brady will win big.
It's going to be a blue collar game.
They coming to Bills.
It's going to be
They
a blue
coming to
collar
the
game.
Patriots.
I'm
now.
telling you.
Blue collar.
It's going to be a blue collar.
All right.
Yeah, well, I'm going with the Patriots too. I never go against Brady. I love Belichick. I mean, and you know what? They play best when games like this come in town. So I'm never going against those guys. So I'm going with the Patriots. And that concludes our segment this week. As always, if you know anybody that's sick and suffering from this disease of addiction, contact us. We all have Facebook pages. BHPalmBeach.com, Athletes in Recovery. Vance, you have a page. Chris has a page. Mac has a page. Sean has a page. We're all available for you. Anything that we can do to help. Everybody here is certified in recovery coaching, interventions. We're here. There is hope. We can help.